What's going on, folks? TJ Lauerman, aka That Sports Gamer here. Happy to welcome you to episode number 28 of Bullpen Banter. As most of the time, I am joined by my associate and co-host, none other than the inimitable Chris, aka Millennium OS. Chris, how's it going?
That is not a word. I don't think I'm calling you out on that. What is inimitable?
Inimitable?
Yeah. It's like what do you work on, like the freaking Princess Bride?
Inimitable. It stands for so good or unusual as to be impossible to copy / unique.
It is inimitable.
Yeah.
No, that's not. What is that from? Team USA. What is it? What's the one with the marionettes?
Not from soccer. World Police? What is the name
That's
of that movie?
the one. Yes. What is the name of the movie?
America.
Team America.
Yes. See, we were there.
There we go.
I helped you with the America. That kind of gave it away.
Wait. Who is that other guy?
Who's who?
That other guy I hear in my headset.
That's, I don't know. People aren't supposed to talk before you announce them on the show.
Yeah, who is that guy?
That would
Talk
be
to
the...
me. Tell me.
Well, I just realized this is going to be real confusing. That would be the other Chris, a.k.a. SnaggleJ.
Good evening.
Other Chris. Chris with a K. How's it going?
Good. I almost jumped in before that to say that the word you were saying, inimitable, sounded like the thing that Nemo and Marilyn lived in Finding Nemo.
That's a sea anemone.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce that word.
It sounds very similar.
Is any quick question before we continue? Is anybody else noticing echo on the stream? That would not be a question for us. That would be a question for the people in the chat, as Ryan in the YouTube chat has pointed that out. Just want to make sure it's not an us thing. It's maybe a him thing. Does he have two windows open? God only knows. Just making sure.
What if God heard two streams?
Maybe the problem with the echo was he heard two Chris's at the same time, and he couldn't decide.
It's not out of the question.
All right. Apparently on Twitch, I got a no, and a noon. So I think we're okay.
Wait,
all right.
Someone said noon?
Yeah.
Noon.
And we have a no in the YouTube chat as well. So
okay. Weird.
User error.
All right. Maybe he, you know what he did? Probably maybe he launched the Twitch and the YouTube gaming page. Don't forget, guys, you can watch us on twitch.tv/thatsportsgamer and also youtube.com/thatsportsgamer. Be sure to follow and sub on those. Hit whatever you have to do to make your phone go when we have a live thing going on. Because that would be good. Look at this. We got Mr. CPU Geek. We got a whole bunch of people in here tonight. Pretty excited for tonight's show. Chris, how pumped were you guys from the PSX trailer of MLB 17 The Show?
Go ahead, Snaggle. I want to hear this because I'm late to the party on this.
I mean,
Okay,
wait, hold on. Do we want to give our reviews first, or do we want to watch this thing, go through it step by step, and see what's going to happen? You tell me.
I have no preference.
Watch it. Watch.
Yeah,
We'll go
let's watch
right.
the trailer first, and then we can do a breakdown after.
The assumption is that everybody has already watched the trailer, so we're going to go through this, and I'm going to pause it every little bit just to point out some stuff that we see. Is that okay with everyone? Chris's, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
All right, let's pull up this trailer here. Then the trick is I need to make sure I get my little control-y things out here. Okay, first off, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure you go to esrb.org for all your ratings information about video games. Is this rated E for everyone?
I believe the product is not yet rated.
I sure hope it's rated something because, I mean, that'd be really weird to have an R-rated baseball game.
I believe it is E for everyone. Well, don't forget, we had BMX XXX, so literally anything's possible. All right, so we're just going to hop right into this. Again, this is a footage captured from a PS4 pre-beta game build. Also, they don't mention if it's from a PS4 or a PS4 Pro. Do we know anybody that got a PS4 Pro?
Me?
Is it better on PS4 Pro?
I don't think the original game is not. We have not found out if they're going to do PS Pro upgrades for 17. There's not going to be for 16. There are games that play much better on the PS4 Pro now after the patch, but then there's also games like Lost Guardian, which is coming out tomorrow. Digital Foundry did a comparison to them where it says if you activate for the 4K, it actually hinders the frame rate.
Hurts frame rate.
Yeah, so it's per game how the developer does it. It's going to be one of those things, I think, like when the PS4 first came out, you don't really get to see the power except for like a year later. I think we're not going to see the true power of this station until like 6 to 8 months later. Hopefully, because the show is first party, that will be a little better.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue.
And when team needs collide with a player's expectations, a game of dreams becomes a game of choices.
Boom. We are already 12 seconds in, and we're already pausing this. Coach Cairo is here to talk to. I assume this is a Road to the Show moment. That's what it obviously seems to be. A gentleman named Smalls who is apparently killing the coach. One thing I noticed right here, he's got the Rick Vaughn haircut, which I don't believe is in the game currently.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Not in.
This is a locker room scene. The coach is going to is telling the player he's essentially going to change his position. Normally that just comes through. What's that? Just a regular interaction like screen that pops up, right?
Yes, on the interactions page. Usually I don't
you
think
do
I've
it,
ever,
right?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in RTTS where they have prompted you to change positions. I know occasionally you will, if you have a secondary position for your player, you will make a start or two there. But I don't think they've ever like prompted you, but you always have the option at, I think once the first couple of weeks of your career are passed to change your position to, and then the coach will say, it's a great idea. It's a terrible idea. And you just move along.
Yeah. I believe this is the only Road to the Show thing we see in this trailer. Is that correct? Do we know if there's anything else?
Yes.
I hope that this is like a thing, and this isn't just that interactions menu now has a cutscene with it. You know what I mean? I don't want this just to be the new interaction menu.
Well, I hope so, because this, I think one of the things we've talked about with Road to the Show overall throughout the year is that it's showing its age. It's showing just how old it looks, even though it's still fun gameplay wise. The outside of game stuff, like I said, this interaction has been missing. So hopefully that'll work for us. This is the start of something good.
Yeah. My biggest tempering of the expectations, because as soon as people saw this, my Twitter timeline was blowing up with, oh man, they're going to redo Road to the Show, and it's going to be just like FIFA and just like NBA. And I pumped the brakes a little bit for now, because this could just be they're going to add interaction cutscenes to the mode,
right?
As a small first step. Like, there's nothing in this trailer that would indicate to you that we're going full blown story based Road to the Show.
Yeah, even now that you're mentioning this kind of reminds me of, I forget what it was called in Madden, but when you did Road to Glory in NCAA, like 10 or 11, I don't know if you remember each menu in Road to Glory. It would oh, this is your dorm, this is the classroom, this is another room, this is another room. I'm really trying to temper my expectations that this isn't just, your main Road to the Show screen is you're sitting in the clubhouse, and that's where you do things, and then you go to interactions, and then you talk to and then you go into the other room and you talk to the coach, but it's not really a story. That's what I'm kind of worried about. Yeah, superstar mode in Madden, Mr. Goat NFL says.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that would
cute stuff like that.
I'm not saying visual interactions would be a positive step, but something that I know you guys have talked about pretty much at various intervals all throughout the season is Road to the Show is in need of some sort of revamping to make it interesting again. A couple years ago they added the showcase, which was a 5-minute thing that you did at the beginning and never did again. Sure, it's great if they add visual interactions. I think it looks good. I kind of feel bad that off to the left that it maybe looks like Wade Miley has been demoted to AA.
Yeah.
On the left side of the screen there.
These are the team is the Seawolves, right? If I was reading the hat correctly.
I believe, I think earlier on, a few seconds back, you could see it. But yeah, I would be surprised, if not shocked, if this ends up being a story-driven mode. I think this could just be a small upgrade as opposed to an entire revamp.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to think to myself. This is going to be a small upgrade, just so that if in case it is a huge revamp, I can be super duper excited, rather than thinking the other way around and being super duper upset. Then I think after this, we're just going to see a bunch of new celebrations and stuff. So let's get to that real quick. Actually, that's a lie. I already know. We got some
How
guys,
do you know?
because I've watched this literally 15 times. We got some in dugout cutscenes with clappings around. I think this is Lindor and Rajai Davis.
Well, and I like this because every year they add more and more of these to where, the first year they did it like, oh, okay, cool, I'm seeing some more stuff. This game needs more of this immersiveness in terms of emotion and team-specific or even player-specific celebrations. And I know they're on OS all the time asking, what celebrations do you want to see? So this looks like more of those being put in.
Yeah, it's funny because all the other sports are trying to, tone down the emotion. Like, NFL doesn't want you to celebrate literally anything. I feel like basketball players don't celebrate anything anymore. FIFA and soccer in general is very good at their celebrations, but I feel like MLB is really pushing the players to be more individual and stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing with MLB though, it just in general is they don't wear helmets. That's why NBA is so marketable. Why NBA players are, always their jersey sales are huge. They get the endorsements. NFL players have helmets on all the time. They're not allowed to take them off. It's hard to sell them. MLB players have that ability to be marketed, and MLB embraces that for the most part.
Yeah, and it's nice that in the MLB, you can see a 3-second silhouette of someone, and if you're a big MLB fan, you know who that is. Or even a freeze frame of just the Griffey swing logo. You just know that that's Griffey. Or the Jordan Jumpman logo. You just know who that is based on that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So I pause this. I believe this is Javier Baez. This is an amazing screenshot. I kind of want to make some wallpaper. Carlos Santana hitting the home run. More team celebrations in the outfield. Now, I think these two little clips of ground balls down the line are supposed to be telling us that balls curve now when you hit them. Is that a thing?
That would be a big thing, yeah, especially because I think one of the complaints was when you go down the line, you don't get to see that hook on the ground. You hit line drives down the line and you see it, but you don't see it on the ground. So
right. And they don't go bang in the corner.
Even more updated ball physics.
Yeah, it's something that when I saw that, because they do have pretty decent ball physics to begin with. I think they were redone. They made a big deal about it in 13 or 14. One thing I'd like to see, and I know the guys who play Diamond Dynasty regularly are going to say, please don't, but bad hops. Bad hops happen in baseball. It would be something that if it wasn't very overdone, that would be a nice thing to see as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do a good job with the scoops at first base. And every once in a while, you'll see one run up like a second baseman. Didn't that happen in our game, Chris? One of you Chris's?
Yeah, I think it was our game.
Daniel Murphy got eaten up by a grounder and almost cost me a game or something like that.
Yeah.
That happened. I know Daniel Murphy had 2 terrible games for you in the 24K stream that we did. And in the first game, he booted a ground ball, literally hit directly at him.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go a little bit further in here. Team celebrations in the outfield. A nice little addition. Boom. So 30 seconds in. I saw the shot of Yankee Stadium. And at first, I didn't think anything of it. Weird, right? Because I did not notice that the restaurant that once impeded my view at a Yankee game a couple years ago was missing. And you see the stadium a couple times in this trailer. Took me a watch through. Actually, I don't think I actually noticed what stadium this was until the retro mode part at the end when I realized what it was. But this is apparently I'm not allowed to call it Old Yankee Stadium. But I consider it the Old Yankee Stadium to me because this was the Yankee Stadium from when I was around.
Right.
Not the Yankee Stadium before they redid Yankee Stadium.
Where
prior
the ball
to tearing down Yankee Stadium.
8 million miles an hour to right center field.
Yeah. So this is from the 70s to 2000, what was it? 2010, 2012. When did they change the stadium? Something like that. So this is that Yankee Stadium, which is nice because that kind of fits in with the whole Ken Griffey Jr. thing. This is like the Ken Griffey Jr. era of this stadium, which I thought was a good tie-in. But yeah, did not realize this first playthrough that this was the new stadium, or the last Yankee Stadium. Thank you, Mr. CPU Geek. The last Yankee Stadium is what we'll call this.
This is funny, actually. So not breaking news, but just posted on OS regarding this trailer. Mm-hmm. Ramon, who's known to like to do some things in terms of, tease. Mm-hmm. He does the Kermit, the new Kermit meme, where you see the Kermit the Frog and then you see the Darth Vader Kermit the Frog. Mm-hmm. It says, me, you could just tell them. And then he says, me to me, no, they can wait for the rewind. Me, they're going to ask when it's coming, right? And then me to me, did I stutter? So apparently there is a rewind coming. Something coming on with that Ramon is now teasing. There's new news coming at some point too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, next up, they showed some more highlights of Yankee Stadium. They showed Monument Park and the retired numbers. Next up, we see the back of a second baseman, number 42, and either it's Jackie Robinson Day or Jackie Robinson is back in the game. Most likely, Jackie Robinson is back in the game. Anybody surprised?
No. I mean, Jackie Robinson is a player that once you have him in the game, he absolutely deserves to be in every game following that. So,
all right, let's see if I can stop this quick enough. All right, then we get our first look at Ken Griffey Jr. and our first look at Jason Giambi and Roberto Alomar. So we got some new legends, there. Also, they're wearing these California. I didn't see what the team name was.
It has to be Cobras, right?
Cobras, right? Yeah. I feel like that Cobras logo looks way too good. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I know Ramon said it was made with the in-game editor. Okay, but I mean, is next year's in-game editor way better? My initial guess was maybe there's some sort of like stickers or something that maybe you can go in and change the colors of and stuff.
Maybe, but dude, you've seen some of the things they update. I think there are too many people that can do really, really amazing things in game with the editor. I think that's just the in-game editor. I'd love to see them do something like NBA does, where you can import logos from online, and then have a way to just get rid of them. But I think I think that's just an absolutely well done logo in the game.
Let me just pull up. I had tweeted about it and he had responded to me. Let's see if I can find it. Of course I cannot, because that's never going to be as easy as it should be, right?
I know I saw a lot of speculation that people go out of control and say, oh, well, there's going to be a companion app. And I mean, I think there's probably next to zero chance of that actually happening.
Yeah.
Okay. A companion style app where you could import, graphics and things. I really don't think that's a direction that they want to go.
So I was talking, when I tweeted that out, M. in the chat had replied saying, Savage logo designer or new logo creator. Ramon's response was definitely the first one, can't confirm the second one. So,
I mean, that's pretty awesome. I mean, he'll never be able to confirm anything, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But man,
yeah. And I mean, I agree with what Mills said. Some people are very, very, very good at using the current Diamond Dynasty logo editor. And I mean, it's, I've seen some logos online that are absolutely unbelievable. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Ramon is telling the truth when he says it was just done with the in-game editor.
Yeah. Yeah, but also I could see them adding a little bit of stuff to it. I would love to see the ability to upload some stuff, but because we've seen like a lot of other games have added that, like some crazy stuff. Like if you see what people can do with what's it, Forza, and I feel like there's other things that I can't think of off the top of my head that do it very well. So I would hope they do something like that. All right, let's keep going. What did we say? Ken Griffey Jr., Jackie Robinson,
Giambi and
Alomar. So we got some new guys. Also, I did ask Ramon for a time lapse of the logo creation. He said that might be something they might do in the future when they do something crazy like that. Is record one so that we can see it. Because I made a sick DualShock logo once. I think it's still pink because I never went around to coloring it in, but it looks pretty good. All right,
I'm asking the tough questions on Twitter right now. Can he confirm Parappa the Rappa in Show 17?
I believe that is guaranteed.
Okay.
Okay, so then next in the trailer, they show a guy on this California Cobras team, number 18, Russell. We don't know who it is. My guess is just Ramon's Dynasty player, but it doesn't look like Ramon, so I don't know if that would be right. I don't believe there's any Hall of Famers named Russell or any legends named Russell, so I'm not sure. Any thoughts?
Yes, Diamond Dynasty player.
That's what I'm assuming. I would have assumed he would have made himself look more like himself, though. It looks like default Diamond Dynasty player right now.
Yeah, and in the spirit of probably trying to get this trailer put together very close to last minute, they maybe just went with a generic character.
Oh, I think someone mentioned, I don't know if it's like in one of these images, I think somebody was saying there are New Balance cleats in this video.
Yes. I don't remember exact. There they are. 44 seconds, which we're coming up to very quickly.
They have new multiplayer home run celebrations, I guess this is, with Ken Griffey Jr. and Russell using the bat as a selfie stick.
Oh, yes, that was phenomenal.
M. Dot says Carlos Santana is wearing New Balance.
Yeah.
Next up, Ken Griffey Jr. coming into the plate. It shows I guess that's 89 tops, the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card on the screen, which is kind of nice because I don't know if you guys remember Madden a couple years ago when they had like 9 different Michael Vicks and you didn't know which one was which, unless you noticed that the good Michael Vick had a glove on his hand. Or no, did good Michael Vick not have a glove and just had a wristband? One of those weird things where you never know who was actually playing for the other team, unless you actually wanted to like dig into the stuff, the depth charts and stuff. But I like this. Gives you an idea. This guy's using this. I would assume this is the rookie flashback version of Ken Griffey Jr. So I like that. That little addition is in there. I think Madden does it now. They show you like the what do they show? They show like the offensive line. They show the backs, and you actually see the actual cards, so you know which ones you're facing. Offense.
Right. They come up above them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like this. I like this little addition. The score stuff looks a little cleaner. I don't know I assume the stuff isn't actually final. It looks a little cleaner. Anybody? Anything else?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but I think that's something we can expect. That the presentation is going to take another step up. I mean, I think the white or the light background makes it look a lot better than the dark backgrounds they had in last year.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go.
All in for that.
Oh yeah, this is the rookie flashback because it's age 19. CLWS in the chat says this might be the pre-order bonus you get. This one.
Yeah, I think that was one of the things because aren't you supposed to get a Griffey pre-order? So yeah, they might be showing off that Griffey because that's definitely the rookie Griffey right there.
Right. Some other people were saying maybe this is actually a. I don't agree with this. Some people were saying that this might also be the California Cobras be a expansion team in the game. I don't know if I buy that. Like a franchise mode expansion.
I'm gonna go.
Team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go no with that one.
I would believe it if they talked about expansion mode so far.
Yeah,
but I mean they haven't. I don't really know that I believe that.
Agreed. I just wanted to say that because I know there are people that don't mention it, but no, I definitely think this is a Diamond Dynasty team. Next off, 42 seconds in, Jason Hayward sliding into home, and we get to see some show track info. He was galloping at a top speed of 20.2 miles per hour, made it home from second to home in 7.15 seconds. That's pretty cool. I like that.
So, and this is directly StatCast stuff, which I'm all in for. I love StatCast. One of my favorite baseball followers on Twitter is seeing like exit velos coming off of home runs, stuff like that. So I know they added hit speed last year, but I would absolutely love to see more of this in the game.
All right.
My big thing is I'm with you there. I absolutely love the inclusion of this. What would ratchet it up one more step for me is if when you're in franchise mode, you're able to see these things outside of a game. So like you're able to evaluate your players by their most recent top speed or how fast they can go from second to home, and use that as a tool to help build your franchise as opposed to just the basic stats like speed and things like that. I think that would be, just add another layer to franchise mode as well.
I'm going to say this and probably actually disagree with myself after I say it. It would kind of be cool if, like, let's say you're on second and you hit a single and you're in franchise mode or just a single player, not online mode. And like you're getting to third and it like paused and was like, all right, this guy's got this speed home to second to home. The outfielder's got this arm, accuracy and all that stuff, and just throw like a whole bunch of information at you real quick just to say, are you sure you want to send this guy or do you want to hold him up? I don't know if I would actually like that in the play of games. I feel like that would kind of take me out of it. But I think that would be kind of interesting to see if they wanted to add something like that in.
Yeah, kind of like I'm trying to think of another. There is another game I can think of that has something similar to that, and it is eluding me at the moment.
Out of the Park Baseball does it on some place to the outfield. If you want to send someone home, it'll show you like their speed rating and the guy's arm rating and stuff, so you can kind of get a little thing right there. But
yeah, I'm thinking of MLB Manager on my phone. That's Well, I mean, again, if it's an option that you could have that you could disable, sure. I think it would be good for some people, and other people would probably really hate it.
Yeah, I think if it was there, it would be cool, but I would probably turn it off the second I saw it.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going here. Yes, we are at the 45-second mark, and Carlos Santana is wearing his New Balance shoes.
Yep.
So, actually, what's funny? The thing with Ramon, while watching this trailer, even for the first time, I was not watching anything in the foreground. I was literally just looking in the background of everything, which is why I was very confused when I didn't notice Old Yankee Stadium. But this looks like regular Fenway, so I'm going to assume this is regular Fenway.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's probably regular Fenway. New Balance, a big ad for them. Anytime you get a large sponsorship with that, like this New Balance, Under Armour, which is going to do the jerseys in a couple of years, I think that's a huge ad because, again, immersion level is always something that equipment is going to add to the game.
We just missed it. Hold on, can I rewind? Okay. Okay.
CLWCS says he wants Joe Buck in the game. You are banned.
Yeah, get him out of here.
Okay.
Next up, we see names on the batting helmets. I mean, if that's a thing, that's a make or break purchase decision for you. If the players have the names on the batting helmets, I am happy to announce that they do have the names on the batting helmets.
You could do that last year, right? On the back, you couldn't do
on the back.
Front bill,
the back. Yeah.
Now, I had a feeling you might mention this, but the difference being that appears to be a Seattle batting helmet as opposed to the creative team that they were playing as. So whether that's just there to, give you a quick Griffey promotion, or whether that's going to be included, because like I said, on the freeze frame, it does appear that it's a Seattle Mariners helmet and not that Cobras team that they were playing as. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's an option. I mean, it's weird that they would show it, but
yeah. And there's a couple teams that have special stuff like that, right? I want to say the White Sox have something like that, or do they just have the full names on the back of the helmet? Something along those lines. But a nice addition nonetheless. Javier Barrios hits home run. There's a new celebration. Griffey's swing is awesome. Chris Bryant, you will notice, is not wearing any Adidas stuff. So it looks like they do not have the Adidas license this year.
Oh, Brian is an Adidas guy, isn't he?
Yep. 3-Stripe Nation, is that a thing?
Yes, 3-Stripe Nation is the Adidas like hashtag.
Okay. Guys, Ken Griffey Jr. is in this game. I don't know if you've heard.
Multiple times.
Yeah, they only show him once or twice in the trailer.
Corey Seager hits home runs. I don't know if you guys haven't followed me. You don't know that. Ken Griffey Jr. has his home run story in the game, which is a surprise to nobody since we watched this Facebook Live thing with him. Looks like this home run is at Oakland. So I guess that's all the old stuff, right? Or all that's all the MLB 17 main stuff. Then we're gonna roll into the retro mode. Do we have any more comments on stuff that we've seen there? I know they put out a blog post. I didn't really look at it.
Who is this Griffey guy by Mr. CPU Geek?
Yeah. Jared Chambers also wants to know, when is the MLB making the switch to Under Armour? I believe that's a 2020 change. Is that correct?
Yeah, 22.
Then we have MLB The Show retro mode, which essentially kind of looks like you're playing Ken Griffey Jr. baseball, which would make a lot of sense, being that Ken Griffey Jr. is in this game.
Right.
And you can move your guy around the batter's box. I assume you'll also be able to move your pitcher left and right on the rubber. But yeah, it's funny because in the retro thing is where I noticed that it was old Yankee Stadium and not the current one.
Well, and this is also, this is RBI baseball for the most part, right? We're seeing this gameplay wise.
No, I think RBI baseball is not that well done.
No, like old. I'm not talking about the new. This is an homage to old school RBI baseball.
Yeah, this is how every baseball game was from the NES to N64, essentially. Though, did you even move around the batter's box in N64? I don't think so.
There was. Oh no, this is Griffey. What am I talking about? This is Griffey.
Yeah,
but I don't think in Griffey you moved around the batter's box, did you?
I think you could.
Maybe the Super Nintendo one, but I don't think the
Super Nintendo one's the one that everyone always clamors about.
No, man, I played Slugfest on 64. Come on.
Yeah, well, the Super Nintendo one, if you Google screenshots of just the Ken Griffey Jr. Major League Baseball, there's very many similarities. That yellowish color for the fonts, using multicolored indicators for ball strikes and outs, the camera angle, it's all eerily similar to the Super Nintendo version of the game.
Let me
Yeah, CWCS, that's definitely the rookie Griffey. That is absolutely not his prime. Like I said, the 19 age being shown.
Oh, in the retro mode, that I don't know. 99 power, 87 contact, 83 speed.
Ooh, no, that if it's the retro mode, that's probably prime Griffey.
So retro mode is its own standalone thing. So they're playing Seattle and New York Yankees. So I assume this is just going to have normal teams, and I guess Legends are in there. Now, I don't think this is going to be like an option you have in a regular game, right? This is its own separate standalone mode that's not tied into anything else, right? So like I can't do franchise and just play in retro mode.
I wouldn't think so.
I sincerely hope not.
Yeah, because they have in this it has Goose Gossage on the mound for the Yankees. Yeah, so that's another legend we can confirm is Goose Gossage.
At least in the retro mode. My thing is, and this is one of those modes that everyone, 90% of people are going to play once and they'll never play it again.
God, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say it's just like the in NHL 14 when they had the NHL 94 mode, the 20th anniversary. It was cool that you go in, you play it once, and it was fun, and the old sounds and the old graphics and the simple controls, and then you're like, okay, that's done. Like, let's move on to something more substantial that I can build towards experience-wise.
And I agree. Unless there's some reason to play it, it's a nice little touch to add on, but it's nothing that anybody's going to go, oh, man, I bought this game for retro mode. It's one of those things you'd like to see.
Yeah, I would actually be surprised if they don't split this out and kind of just sell this for $10, assuming there's something there other than just exhibition. Though, I mean, if it's really just exhibition, I mean, I think it still competes with RBI baseball.
What some people are worried about, and I've seen it multiple times on Twitter, is that you are going to have Diamond Dynasty missions that require you to complete portions of it in retro mode.
I can't see that.
Yeah.
I can't see that happening either. But there is a sentiment on social media that it is a possibility. And I would prefer if they just came out and said, this is going to be a standalone mode. It's not going to tie into anything else. Yeah. We included it for fun purposes. Have at it.
Yeah, and I think they had said this was a standalone mode. So,
yeah.
Let's see. What else we got here? I think that's the end. As we know, standard edition, $59.99. MVP edition with the steel case and stuff, $69.99.
I wish. I wish I could pay that for it.
Yeah,
Move,
these
move
are
to
American
the greatest
prices.
country in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digital Deluxe $99 and Hall of Fame edition, which I am not going to get because I don't believe in snapbacks. Is $99. Also, don't forget, guys, that's sportsgamer.com/Amazon. Get your pre-orders in and help support the channel. We'd appreciate that a lot. And by we, I mean I, because that money would go to me.
No problem.
Tell us how you really feel, TJ.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just going to go on mute there for a second, and I'm going to order it right now.
I mean, if I could give you guys like the 3 cents of the 3 Amazon cents that I would have, I'd be more than happy to do that. Yeah. All in all, I'm very excited for MLB 17. Right?
I think we all are. Like,
Ditto.
It's that time of year. Normally, it's like January where I really start to feel it, but it's that time of year where we're starting to get news, and you can feel March is right around the corner.
Yep.
Like, it's winter, and I want winter to be over. Is what I want. I want no more winter, and and the show tells me winter's over.
Is it even winter yet? Has winter come? I don't watch the show. Has
Winter's always coming.
Okay. Yeah. So MLB 17 looking to be good.
It's
pretty
a thing.
excited. Yeah. Actually, in the YouTube chat, the guy named Ed, or that guy named Ed, said that NHL's 94 mode was infuriating.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no reason they couldn't enable that for franchise or anything else. So he's a proponent of putting it in the other modes as just a visual option. I kind of get behind that.
Guys in the Twitch chat already asking about 96 Matt Harvey, as if they were part of our Discord chat on what the agenda for the show was going to be.
Yeah, we big old talk, wasn't it? We don't plan anything.
Yeah, we don't plan anything according to Millennium. Though we spent all day discussing today's episode.
Yeah, come on, guys. It's more fun to believe that we just sort of sit down and the magic happens.
Yeah, and it's more fun to believe that me and Millennium don't like each other.
Well, see, this only being my second Bullpen Banter episode, I just kind of thought it was, hey, just show up at whatever time the show starts, and then TJ starts sending me all these messages like, yeah, we're going to talk about this. I'm like, whoa. I'm just, doing something else. I'm not thinking about that right now.
TJ and I,
preparation was involved.
TJ and I really don't, like or hate. What's the word I want to use there?
Love each other. We don't love each other.
We love each other, yes.
If you believe everything you read on the internet.
If you believe everything you read on the internet, TJ and I have actually come to blows.
Yeah.
And
I whooped his ass at a batting cage one day.
there you go.
It's a true story.
I don't know.
Oh my God, we could be like those
this jelly.
guys. We could be like those YouTube guys that like have fake beefs on the internet.
That's the thing, isn't it?
Did you see that?
Clickbait beefs.
Clickbait beef. That's my new website. Clickbaitbeef.com. You find me at buntcheese.com. I do need to buy buntcheese.com if nobody picks it.
Oh, you should.
Buntcheese.com, have it immediately go to MLB The Show's website.
Yeah.
They have to change that next year. While we're talking about 17, right?
Can
they
yeah.
that has to be a thing, right?
If they don't fix bunting, I literally don't know what I'm going to do with myself, other than be angry all year.
Be angry all year is a good start.
It's so frustrating.
But
Wait,
we're talking.
we didn't have an episode last week. So did we talk about this 2 weeks ago? About the team that I played that was like the most legit team ever, and the dude was still bunting?
2 weeks ago was you and I, and we did not talk about, and that has occurred since then.
So angry. It's like you have this amazing team. Dude had an end game team, and he's out here bunting with like good players. It's like, come on.
Yeah, that was brutal.
It's so terrible.
It's just
why?
I feel like it just
why?
Even if you win, how do you feel good about that? I don't understand.
Well,
go ahead.
No, good, Chris.
Well, I was going to say, TJ, you and I talked about this on whatever that show was that we did on Thursday.
The Sports and Snaggle, the untitled Sports and Snaggle show.
Yeah, and I hypothesized at that time that it's a product of playing Battle Royale, because literally that's how Battle Royale is played for the most part.
Yeah,
is you bunt in the first inning and try to score a run, and then hopefully you got good guys in the bullpen that, can shut the game for you. And then these guys go and they try to play a 9-inning game, and then they continue that trend of bunting and trying to score runs that way. And it's just absolutely A, infuriating, and B, embarrassing.
Yeah. Like, I just ban them. I just block them after the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's real frustrating.
And that's unfortunately that's kind of what you have to do, though. Like, and you're never getting rid of that. I think Chris is absolutely right when he says, so Battle Royale is about 3 innings, score first, any means necessary, and you're playing a 9-inning game. I mean, when you see a 9-inning game and the first guys you see is Ichiro atop the lineup, what's the first thing you think? Oh, and you shouldn't think that. You should think, Ichiro's a really good leadoff hitter.
Ichiro, one of the greatest hitters in history and in this game. And they're using him like a joke. It's sad. They're making him using him like Otis Nixon. Can't get
hey, Otis Nixon.
Don't get me wrong. Love Otis Nixon.
Otis Nixon, one of my favorite players of all time. Speaking, you want to talk about bunt cheese? The guy bunted with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, down a run in the World Series.
He's a baller.
So Otis Nixon, probably the grandfather of bunt cheese.
Guys, you know what I just realized?
I see you in the Captain store there.
Yeah, Jose Altuve's here. I gotta grind some tickets like real bad.
Okay. Just one last thing is, you know what? The sad part is that we're still talking about bunt cheese, and it's literally December.
Yeah.
Like I played a game earlier today, just because I haven't played the show in a few days, and you're trying to get warmed up for the program, to beat TJ later, and I go and play a guy who literally had over 600 games played, and he had Billy Hamilton, Ichiro, and Starling Marte as his top 3 hitters.
I think I played that guy. Did we play him on the same day? Probably.
Well, and I'm like, honestly, there's no way you have 600 games into this and don't have a better roster that you have to put Billy Hamilton in your lineup for any other reason than to bunt cheese.
Yeah, I mean, he's good.
Luckily, the game got disconnected in the top of the first inning.
Like at that point, just get Kenny Lofton.
Anybody.
Like, so frustrating.
Anybody not named Billy Hamilton.
So frustrating. So we would like to talk about the 3 new cards that came out this week. Is it just Joakim? How do you say this guy's name?
Soria?
Yeah.
Isn't it Joaquin?
I don't know.
Some people call him Joaquin. Joakim Soria is probably very common as well.
Yeah, because it spells the same way as Joakim Noah, so we're going to go with that. Let's pull this up here. We're going to actually start with Luke Gregerson. Somebody tell me about Luke Gregerson. Also, I go into much depth on these cards. I have a video up on youtube.com/sportsgamer if you want to go check that out. Go right ahead. But one of you, Chris's, start talking about this while I rebuild my 24K team.
Go get you some Snaggle.
Okay, Gregerson, 85 overall. I wasn't, when I first saw the card, I was like very unimpressed. And as TJ highlighted very greatly in his video, the Gregerson Prime Flashback is really no better than Gregerson's Live Series card, which is an 80.
Almost a Rooster illusion.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, the only thing you really like about this card, I mean, obviously he's got upper 90s in hits per 9, Ks per 9, and that slider with 97 or 99 break, 97 control is really, really good. But the slider, other than 2-mile-an-hour bump is the exact same card as his live series. So, I mean, the thing is, and again, as we've talked about previously, this is a card that you'd probably want to have on your roster in April and May. Probably not a card you should have on your roster in November and December, especially when it's going to cost you 900 to 1,000 stubs.
Yeah, and if you want essentially the same card, there's a postseason Sergio Romo. Essentially the same, but he throws a little slower.
Yeah.
But same kind of slider.
So you guys don't think maybe, and I get the pitch mix. You don't think the 96-90 hits over 9K over 9 with the 88 clutch plays a factor into. Now, granted, I would much rather see that hits over 9 be a 96 with his sinker, because the sinker would make him a ground ball monster.
Yeah, I feel like the pitches he has doesn't have enough control and stuff on the pitches to make that really worthwhile. Don't get me wrong, 99s are great, but I just don't think he's that great.
And the only reason I say that is because the Sergio Romo you just compared him to is a 22,000 stub card,
right?
Whereas Luke Gregerson's, I think you can get for under 1,500 at this point.
Yeah, you could, if you were willing to put in an order, you could get him for about 900 right now. Is what he's going for, according to the wonderful resource of daddyleagues.com. I mean, there's only, if you're looking at relievers, there are only there are only 5 cards that have better hits per 9 than the Gregerson card. One of which is Tyler Clippard's live series card, which you can get for 65 stubs.
It's a good deal.
And his K per 9 on that Clipper card is 80, so a little bit of a drop. Again, the thing is with these relief pitchers is there's just so many. If you've been playing the game throughout the whole summer, there are so many good closers. You got the Millers, the Brittons, the Betances, the Chapmans, and if you've been completing collections, you already have all of these guys. So unless you're just starting out or you have a 80 to 85 overall roster, you probably don't need this Luke Gregerson other than just to have him and say that you do.
The good news, if you get Britton, he's always fresh.
Yeah.
Very fresh.
Fresher than the other side of the pillow.
I actually just got Britton the other day. I haven't used him yet, but I do have his card now.
Carl Dude was using him earlier and grounding fools out. So
I'm trying to complete. I need that Cal Ripken, so he was a mandatory purchase.
Ah, man, I tell you what, anyone that paid for that Cal Ripken is an idiot.
I'm three cards away from him right now. Obviously, the 3 most expensive: Betts, Kimbrel, and Machado.
All right, next up, Joakim Soria. I kind of like this Joakim Soria.
That Joakim Soria 69-mile-an-hour curveball makes it a monster card.
Mm-hmm. This actually kind of reminds me of. It almost reminds me of the. Who was it? The K-Rod. You know how like one version of him has the sick curveball, the other one has the sick changeup? I kind of feel like this is kind of similar to this. Because the curveball, I think, is actually better on Soria's live series version. But then his cutter is nasty here in this version, in the Prime one.
Yeah, that cutter is something else.
But his pitch mix is great for a closer just to start with. I think I said in the video, I'd like to...
5 pitches.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Five pitches. I mean, 91, 92 for his cutter fastball. 90 control on that cutter is what's big on it. Even though it's got a 92 break, being able to put it where you need to put it for a cutter, we all know when you're talking cutter two-seamer, that positioning a pitch is the most important. So you can jam guys, put it on the inside corner like that. The changeup at 85. What's cool here is the changeup's 85. The slider is slower than the changeup by about 3 miles an hour and has 85 break on it. So the curveball is almost like a decoy pitch here at 69 miles an hour. It doesn't have great break at 58. It's kind of like, hey, let me just throw this here so that way when I throw this 91 mile an hour cutter on your hands, it's going to look like it's 96.
Other Chris?
Agree 100%. Again, the pitch mix is great. One thing I find is a really effective pitch this year is the Mariano Rivera cutter. So to be able to throw a cutter, above the belt, I find it's just something that even the better hitters online struggle to make good contact with. So I like the fact that, like Other Chris said, the control of that cutter is very key. And obviously to have that very slow ephus style curveball, to drop 20 plus miles an hour off your velocity with one pitch is very helpful. You're not going to see a lot of guys coming out of the bullpen who are able to do that.
And what I liked with that, the control on that, is you can use the slider to set guys up by throwing. If you're facing righty, you can throw that slider low and away, and it's good if they chase it. But it's actually even better if they just check swing at it, so that they think they're smarter than you, and then you throw that cutter right on the same spot and get it in the strike zone for strike 3. You'll feel like $1 million every time.
MDOT's got a great point. MDOT's got a great point in the chat. One of his favorite combinations of the game is two-seam cutter, slider, sinker. I love being able to have the different fastballs, maybe around the same speed, maybe a little less, but the constant movement back and forth, especially somebody that's got a high hits over 9. That's not about striking guys out at that point. It's about getting them to swing at one of your first 3 pitches and popping the ball up and frustrating the hell out of them.
Yep. I agree 100%.
Also agree.
Next up, new Prime Flashback. Matt Harvey, 96 overall. The big thing here, what is it, a 28-point bump to his hits per 9?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Chris, go ahead.
So when you talk at Matt Harvey with the Prime Flashback, you talk about the higher hits over 9, the better stamina, the K over 9's there, the BB over 9. So all the over 9s are above average. But then you start looking at the 97 mile an hour fastball with 94 control. You can put the fastball anywhere you want to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, now you're looking at 3 pitches with 80 plus break, a slider, a two-seamer, and a curveball. And the two-seamer and curveball, 84, 86 control. Comparatively, you're looking at the 97 mile an hour fastball. You get the fastballs at the high 90s. You get the slider right around 90, which is insane with that kind of break. Then you have the curveball and changeup in like the mid to lower 80s. Your 3-tiered speed that we always talk about. And that the pitcher, he very well could be one of the best pitchers in the game, if not the best right-handed pitcher in this game.
Yeah, I was thinking about going after. Well, I need to get Jose Altuve, but I was thinking about spending stubs to do that. But now that I'm going to try to do this grind for these tickets to get them, that might be my backdoor way into getting Nolan Ryan. But I put it out on Twitter today. If people thought this Matt Harvey was better than the 95 Nolan Ryan you get from the Astro set, everybody loved this Matt Harvey compared to him. So I think that's going to be the play this year. I'm going to go for this next week trying to get this new Matt Harvey.
I know. We talked about it all day, how much we're big fans of this card. And just to try to play devil's advocate, I tried to find, at this point of the season, 5 starting pitchers that I would rather have in my rotation in Diamond Dynasty, and I couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. He is, as we've been saying, and you guys were saying, for the last couple months, this Matt Harvey is an end game card. If you're trying to build your end game team full of MVPs to take you till 2017 comes out, there's really no reason this Matt Harvey shouldn't be on it. I mean, even to go out and just buy him. I mean, he's hovering around 30,000 stubs right now. Sure, you could do the missions and get him for a little bit less, but he's not even that expensive just to go buy.
Well, I think the other point of this is, and not to get too far off base here, but there was a kind of pushback on Twitter about releasing this card at this point, stating that the game, like it's too late to be releasing this card. And we had this conversation. Is it too late to be releasing the best, like you said, one of the top 5 pitchers in the game? I'm going to call him top 3. I couldn't find, I did the same thing, Snaggle. I couldn't find 3 pitchers I wanted higher. So a top 3 pitcher in December. Is it too late to be doing that, or is this? I'll be the devil's advocate at this point, saying that at this point, all the top players are having issues finding games. Anyone that would be using this Matt Harvey, is it too late? What do you guys think?
Well,
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, please.
Okay. So here's the
Canadians are nice, but please, you take this one.
One thing I've been looking at, especially through the Black Friday sale and up before that, is when you log into the Show Nation website, it shows you how many players are currently online. That doesn't necessarily mean that all of those players are grinding Diamond Dynasty cards and working the market. But generally, during the evenings, you still have about 11,000 players online, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a game that has now been out for, pushing almost 9 months, that's a lot of people still playing your game online. And they are playing it because Sony San Diego has continued to support the game. Well, not continued, because we had a very rough early part of the season where they really didn't release anything. But the thing is that you can't just do like they did a few weeks ago and toss 91 Cliff Lees at people. Yes, you got the 97 McCutcheon, but that 91 Cliff Lee, as TJ and I talked about on that show at the time, it's an April-May card. It's not a card people want now. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's, do you want them to release nothing but Luke Gregersons this time of the year, or do you want the Matt Harveys? And me personally, as a guy who plays Diamond Dynasty more now than I ever have, yeah, I want that Harvey card because it still gives me a challenge. It gives me a way to upgrade my team at this point of the season.
Yeah, so the way I see it is we have to remember that this is essentially completely new to the team at Sony San Diego. Last year, we never got anything, right? There was never a new card during the season or anything, other than some equipment here and there, unless I'm mistaken.
There wasn't much.
Even before that, there wasn't IE boosts. You got to think about it that this version of Diamond Dynasty is essentially completely new, really, compared to all the other versions that we've had. So I still feel like they're getting their feet wet and understanding, what kinds of missions people like. Because I don't remember if that was a forum post or something on Twitter when they were asking, like, what kind of missions do you guys actually like doing? Because it seemed like they didn't really know what people enjoyed doing. So I feel like there's still growing pains. And I like that they're using the time now to do things rather than just not doing anything and not really caring if nobody's playing the game. The fact that they're still active and still putting out new stuff, I think, is a good sign for us going forward. And I'm extremely happy that they're doing stuff now and not just being like, oh, these are all great ideas, we'll do them next year.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, this is a card collecting mode. This is in the vein of a FIFA Ultimate Team, a Madden Ultimate Team, a NBA My Team. This is something that they want to be a year-round thing. Madden, after the season, you're going to get your draft pick cards, you're going to get your Pro Bowl cards, you're going to get all this other stuff, and those are going to be super high-rated cards. So I don't really see a problem with some of these super high-rated cards coming out. But again, I do agree that stuff like the Cliff Lee, that's only a 91, I don't think many people are going to use that. I feel like that card gets lost in the mix because either you already have pitchers better than that, or maybe you're just starting out and you can't get to that card yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of an influx that doesn't really need to be fed right now.
There's a tough line that Sony San Diego is trying to toe here that EA has to toe with every game that they have an Ultimate Team mode in. And that is, and we've all talked about it on Twitter many times, and that is the constant negative feedback that people will provide about Diamond Dynasty being pay to win, regardless of what your opinion of it is, and regardless of how uneducated some of the people are that post that sentiment. Even at this juncture, if you go onto the Show Nation forums and you look at any of the announcements they made, the McCutcheon, the Lee, the Harvey, there are still people saying that, oh, well, it's pay to win. You're trying to bleed people dry. And my response is, if you don't have 30,000 stubs in December, you've either gave up playing the game or you never really started.
Yeah.
But it's so I'm sure that there is someone in San Diego who sits there and gets a daily report of what missions have been completed in their modes, and that you are going to see the 2017 missions be tailored to whatever that data is providing to them. Mm-hmm. Whether that means we see maybe this is a one and done. Maybe you don't see 8, 9, 10 months of support next year. Maybe there really is a severe drop in people buying stubs to complete these missions, and maybe they say, well, it's not worth our time. We're not privy to that information. Only time will tell.
Right.
I think, and I saw this in chat, M. says he thinks it's a little too late. They're setting this up to be a full year game.
And this is their first year actually doing that.
Exactly. So the issue is, what do you set it up for? Do you set it up for the game to stop being played in October when the World Series goes? Or do you set it up for this game to be still being played come January? I would say if they can get people still playing Diamond Dynasty in December and January, that's a win. Because if Madden does it from August all the way through mostly June, right?
Yeah, I would say even June and July, yeah.
Well, they even had guys playing in July because, remember, they were doing draft stuff that could get you cards for Madden 17.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think this sets up a great base, a great foundation for them to say, hey, look, this is what we're doing, guys. Next year, you can expect new content all the way through December or all the way through January. I mean, we don't even know yet. So it's like, yeah, M. saying it right now. M. gets pushed, Endgame gets pushed a little further each year. Mm-hmm. And this sets the precedent. This says, guys, just a heads up, we will keep giving you better and better cards. And Matt Harvey's a 96. I think it's very important here to notice this Matt Harvey is not a 99. It's a 96 and considered one of the best cards in the game. People are recognizing that overalls don't matter. So those 99s you see earlier in the year, like the Mike Trouts and everything, this card is still better than that card. And they recognize that and still hold it until December. And good on them for that, because this created a buzz. This Matt Harvey card created a buzz and had people playing again for this card.
It's, and again, we were touching on this earlier about what the scales are in terms of the number of 99s that we've had. And just a little bit of quick research, there are currently 20 guys in the game that have a 99 overall rating, of which there's only 2 live series players, Trout and Kershaw, obviously. So, I mean, having 20 99 guys, I mean, again, you can't sit here and compare it to Madden, where what is there? Is there even a 99 in? I think there's only a couple, right? I don't play much, so I know you guys dabble a little.
I don't think there's a 99 in Madden yet.
Okay, so but you can't really compare it to that, because again, a lot of the 99s that you have here are guys who were 99 in April, right out of the box, before they laid all this gigantic amount of content out. I mean, I'm sure they didn't sit down in April and say, we're going to release a Matt Harvey card in December.
Right. Yeah,
I'm sure that evolves over time.
Yeah. We've been talking about this all day. One of the things I mentioned when we were talking was this card actually makes no sense at the beginning of the year. Mainly because if you go back and look at how Matt Harvey was in the beginning of the year, thanks to our good friends, again, daddyleagues.com. If you're not going there, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Matt Harvey started the year with a 94 overall diamond, and his ratings were kind of close to what this Prime is. So that card might not have made as much sense then as it does now. Though we did see some stuff where there's a who was it? There was the Aroldis Chapman and the Strasburg rookie flashbacks that came out that kind of made you have to think, do I want to bet on this guy during the season or bet against him? Bet on him and go with the live series card, or bet against him and go with the flashback card. That's some interesting stuff that I like this game does. But again, if this would have come out in the beginning of the year, you would have had to make that decision, which might have been better, but also might have lowered the price on both of those cards at the same time at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and again, you say that for that point, but the other thing that this game has is it's different than any other Ultimate Team because the live series cards, as Snaggle said, come out of the box with a 99, and they up and down, right? They up and down throughout the year. I think they were smart enough. All the cards as they came out, with the exception of the Alex Rodriguez, the Jackie Robinson that you could buy your way to. But how many people really did that? That was thousands of dollars you would have had to spend to do that at the beginning of the year to get to those end game cards. I think it's a well-tiered system, and I like that there's a little bit of stock, like a little bit of stocks and bonds in it. There's a little bit of, if you want this card, you can buy into it if you want to. There's a little bit of risk. Like you said, the 94 Matt Harvey at the beginning of the year, if you bought that, you bottomed out because the Harvey's a terrible card now. The live series card is. So
I enjoyed that stocks and bonds Reggie Stocker reference you just made there.
Do you like that?
He did it.
Well, and that's the thing is these 99s, I mean, the 99s that you can go out and buy and not get as a BR reward, they're still going to cost you, like if you don't have any stubs, they're going to cost you $300 to $500 to buy if you don't have the stubs. And several of the 99s you could only get by completing entire leagues worth of collections, which again, early in the season would have cost you a lot of money, either buying cards or buying packs. So, I mean, we talk about this all the time on Twitter and back and forth. Overalls are not as important as people think that they are. Sure, you can go sort of spreadsheet by overall and say, well, look, there's 20 99s in the game and 16 of them you can get right at launch. And it's like, well, that doesn't matter. Mike Schmidt is a 99 card, but do you want to use him as your third baseman with contact ratings in the 50s? Well, no, you don't.
Yeah, I was even thinking about that with this Harvey card. One of the big things he gets is a +4 to he gets a +14 to his home runs per 9, which does not have any bearing on Diamond Dynasty because that's just a simulation stat or simulation attribute, and that's probably given. I think we guessed like 2 or 3 point overall bump just from that.
Yep.
So, though I feel. I mean, maybe it's just the circles we run in. I feel like people are more aware of the individual ratings instead of overalls in MLB than as opposed to MUT, but that could just be the people that we're talking to.
I think in general, though, overalls, I mean, there's a lot of guys that know the individual stats. I think the high-end players know the individual stats of MUT. I think there's a larger player base in MUT, and that allows the people that are more concerned with the overalls to have somewhat of a bigger voice in terms of that, too.
Yeah. All right. Any closing thoughts on that?
I think we covered it pretty good.
Be happy. Be happy that they're supporting this game in December.
Yeah.
Bottom line is go get the Matt Harvey right now.
Go
wait.
Get packs.
Either do it while the show is while you're watching the show, or once Bullpen Banter is over. Yeah. Don't go right now.
M. Says in MUT it's more challenging to know what each rating does, which is completely true because there's so many ratings. And here we get here's 10 ratings, and one of them doesn't really matter. And 3 of them are actually kind of fake because they just deal with one pitch. So you're really, for a starting pitcher, you're literally looking at, 4 ratings? 5?
And then you're looking at pitch.
The individual pitches, yeah.
Pitch selection and things like that.
And the other thing about baseball is it's so one-on-one. So like a rating can the hits over 9 is a rating that goes directly to the batter that they're facing against their contact rating.
Yeah.
Whereas in football, like a pursuit rating has to do with the blockers in front of you, the angle going towards the running back, how fast the running back's running. It takes all of those into account. Whereas baseball, again, it's that one-on-one pitcher-batter matchup. Even fielding is you versus the baseball. It's not, you versus 11 other guys.
Yeah. As Emdot said, you're really only looking at hits per 9, Ks per 9, walks per 9. Home runs per 9 doesn't really matter. What does clutch go up against? Do we have any idea?
It's when you have a runner in scoring position, or when you have a runner, or it's after the 7th inning, I think. After the 7th inning is not confirmed. Scoring position is.
And then the control velocity and break that you see on the main page is just tied to like one pitch, right?
No, velocity is tied to whatever your fastest pitch is. It's either velocity is tied to it or break is. One of the two of them is tied to whatever the best pitch is. The other one is tied to the average. I think break is whatever your best break is, and velocity is an average of all of your pitches.
Okay. And I assume control is probably an average too,
right? Yes, I think control is an average as well. I think.
MDOT says break is best pitch. I think that is true. Based off.
Break. Yeah, break is definitely best pitch. Yep.
Yeah, break is best pitch. Velocity is your fastball, and control is your average control for all the pitches. Yeah. But
yeah, and Red Sox makes a good point too, taking stamina into account as well.
Yeah, always do that,
yeah.
Especially with your long reliever. Make sure you carry one on your team.
Yes. Jaime Garcia.
The Braves' new acquisition.
Have him on your team. Have him. Go get him right now.
He's a very good player. I moved the scenes in my XSplit, so I keep clicking on the wrong one.
That's okay.
So, Millennium.
Yes.
Do you want to stick around and watch this game?
Sure, I'll be around.
I can. You're not on your PlayStation. Never mind. I was going to share the thing with you if you wanted to see.
No,
live.
I can watch it on the stream.
You can watch it liver than live. Clay Buckles is my guy in this.
Buckles is pretty good too.
SnaggleJ, I have great news for you.
What's that, buddy?
You are the home team.
And I am aware.
All right, just make sure you know that. I've also written down the pitching matchups, but I don't know what I did with that paper.
That's all right. I used Scherzer and Smiley.
Scherzer and Smiley, yes, that is correct.
You used
Sonny Gray and the Knuckler. These are our 24K challenge squads that we're playing with. Check out episode 27 of Bullpen Banter on youtube.com/thatsportsgamer. I think that one also has the links if you want to go check out our rosters real quick. It's got the full things there.
Just check to make sure that I didn't mess up any of the settings. Challenge has been sent.
I just got let me see the things. All-Star guest pitch is on default. Are you gonna be guest
Red
pitching?
Sox? I hate Clay Buckles in real life. So
are you gonna be guest pitching on me? Is that why you put it on default?
Why is that? I didn't. Oh, well, that's fine.
All right.
That's why I asked you to review it, because I was guest pitch.
That's what I'm here for. Can you do me a favor and Bullpen Banter for 1 second while I go turn the heat up?
Sure.
Banter. So explain to me, 24K team, when you're looking at your 24K teams now, what is your first priority? Where are you spending your money at?
I spent primarily spent my money on position players, hitters. We got a lot of submissions, and a lot seem to want to spend more money on their pitching staff than I did. I think the only expensive guy I had Carrasco and Scherzer, neither of which cost me more than $1,500. I just felt like it would be advantageous to have better hitters. And considering that the first game was 2-0, it really, but yeah, that was kind of my approach. I just kind of filled in some pitchers real quickly that I was comfortable with, that I knew I was going to be able to get for super cheap, which is why I have Carrasco. It's why I have Stroman. I do Jay's franchise, so Stroman is very, very, very familiar to me. And then after that, I was able to go to the hitters and pick guys like Lindor and guys like Daniel Murphy, who, they're a little more expensive, but you have the money available for them.
It's funny. M. Dot in the chat says that he went after the top live series relievers first. So wants to apparently build his bullpen up so that way he can kind of go almost the battle royale mantra. So get that bullpen going.
And you also don't know who you're going to get in the rotation.
Right, every time. So I get that. I can absolutely get that.
No feedback. Does this kid even know how to turn guest pitch off?
What?
Do you use guest pitch?
Sorry. No, I don't use guest pitch ever, which is why I don't have to turn it off for people that I play with.
Also, I don't know if you guys heard. He did say sorry. If you hadn't guessed, that Chris is from Canada.
Canadian.
Yes. Sorry.
Canadian Chris. Why don't we call him Canadian Chris? God.
I'm also from the future where it is 11:48 p.m.
Yeah, I don't like that.
CC.
Yeah, but no, you know what? I kind of was excited when this challenge came to the forefront because I mean it's different and it is open to interpretation. I used Rogers Center correctly the first time.
That sounds correct.
Okay, we're gonna play Roof Open this time.
An 11 a.m. game at Rogers Center. Question: do we not want to have the first two guys match up again, or?
Whatever you think. It doesn't matter to me. Are you facing a lefty?
I am not facing a lefty, so that's a good sign.
So it's not Smiley.
We got
I'm okay with whatever. It's been 2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm seeing in chat that M. Dot says that TJ is ducking him.
I've been a busy guy, man. We can play. Depending on how long this game goes, I mean, we can go.
So not only that, and then AZDbacks for life says he also likes switch hitters. And then he also likes to go for bullpen for a budget squad. That seems like a popular thing to do, going for your bullpen for budget wise, because you always have your bullpen to go to.
I also semi like the idea of switch hitters, assuming you get the right ones that can actually hit well against both, and not just switch hitters that apparently switch hit just for the hell of it. Like, let's say Jared Saltalamacchia.
TJ, it worked out. We have two guys that we didn't use in either of the first two games. Verlander against Carrasco.
Look at that ERA on Verlander, folks.
Wow.
It can vote.
M. Dot has a great question in the chat. Would you guys be down with salary cap mode in Diamond Dynasty?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm also agree.
Absolutely. Yeah, sure, that's great. You guys can have it. I will never ever play that. That would require an amount of work that I'm just not willing to do.
Oh, you've got daddy leagues. What's wrong with that?
It's too much work.
That's a good start.
I absolutely think salary cap would be amazing, especially with. I think one of the things that Mutt did when they brought salary cap in was made it challenging. Having a 99 overall team didn't matter anymore. It was how could you build a better salary cap team? Even the Madden Bowl, one of those Madden championships is going to be based in.
I believe the next one.
So that would be the Madden Bowl is salary cap. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's just an extra level of thinking that I'm not going to do. I mean, maybe I do it in baseball because I love baseball. So,
right.
Maybe I do it. We'll see. If they want to add it, I wouldn't poo-poo it. That's going to be a run. Trey Turner's fast. You got to get down, though. You got to get down. Throws a play.
No. Jose didn't come up with it very well.
So you'd say, no way, Jose.
No way. Jose. No way.
I don't have. I need a hat to put on. I also need a shave.
Glad to be rid of him for now. IRL.
JD Martinez. Can we just talk about how good JD Martinez is, guys?
Yeah, he's pretty good. He had a pretty decent. I know you might not remember 2 weeks ago, but he put on a pretty good show there in Game 2 for you.
Sounds familiar.
There was that go-ahead home run, or game-tying home run, and then there was that throwing the guy out at the plate, which was just a horrendous decision.
Did that end the game?
The throw it at the plate. What a
Did it throw to the plate in the game?
Yes.
It did, didn't it?
Ellsbury got thrown out at the plate. This is not starting off very well at all.
JD Martinez is a god king. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it God King?
Yeah. Well, king of the gods, or god of the kings. Either way.
King of the gods.
Get down. One.
Oh, make that play.
Look, you went with this weak defensive squad. I can't help you. I can't help you here.
Yeah. I'm regretting my life choices at the moment. Although, to be fair, you put up 4 in the first inning of the second game, and it ended up being a lot closer than that was all said and done.
Is that true? I have no idea.
You did. You put up 4 in the first, you ended up beating me 6-5.
As a Canadian, what do you think of the Blue Jays signing Steve Pearce?
I'm okay with it for right now.
Steve Pearce is going to be one of those guys that's going to just help your team as long as he stays healthy.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Steve Pearce, given the current landscape. I'm still hopeful about Dexter Fowler, but I think he's going to be too expensive for when it's all said and done. But I'm hopeful. I have hope.
They gave him $13 million, something like that.
Apparently, they were, according to reports, they're $3 million apart. I guess with Fowler and the Blue Jays.
No, I'm sorry. I mean Pearce.
Oh, Pearce. It was 12 and change, I think, over 2 years. Yeah. Oh, boys.
I do like the Yankees' acquisition of Matt Holliday.
Yeah, why not?
13 mil.
What do they have to lose there?
Well, and it's going to be perfect for Matt Holliday because he can play DH and keep himself safe in terms of and healthy, which is something. Yeah, something he couldn't do in St. Louis.
I need to pause for a second because my settings are not correct.
All right. Good. Then we can read what M. Dot said. Go ahead.
My setting was in directional hitting since I've reinstalled the game.
Yeah. So he said that it may drive end game if it was salary cap mode. If there's a purpose for the end game other than collection or mastery of the game. And I agree with that because salary cap, one of the things salary cap does is allows you to have so many different lineups.
See, my big worry, which I don't think I've seen it in Madden, but my big worry with salary cap is that at some point they're going to drop some super amazing card that's going to cost you a zillion coins that's going to have like a really low salary cap value. And then it's like, oh, well, yeah, you should have had 5 million coins and got this card.
I mean, I
hope they won't do that. That's just my fear.
I mean, I can understand the fear for it. I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue because, well, that's the thing. Madden does a great job scoring their cards in terms of salary cap value. So I guess it's just really depends on how well they stick to scoring their cards and if they score it on overalls or if they score it just in general of the ratings involved in the card. Because I think Madden's salary cap does a good job of not scoring by overall, but scoring towards the usefulness in game.
Yeah, that's definitely what that is. Because I think there's guys with higher overalls that are low or lower overalls that are higher cap value.
Sorry, I was just we have questions in both chats about what we think about the Encarnacion situation.
If he goes to Cleveland, I can see that. That'd be good for them. He essentially replaces Napoli. He's not going to play first base for them. His best bet is somewhere that make him play first base maybe 10 to 20 games a year, and he can just play DH the rest of it.
His market is getting more limited by the day. He needs to, make a decision about what he wants to do because a lot of teams have moved on in different directions now. So, I mean, really, there's only a few teams left that you could see him actually being needed on.
Yeah. I was hearing, I don't know if they were just throwing out this idea, but MLB Network was talking about maybe he does a Cespedes-esque deal where maybe he does like a 3-year, but with an option after the first one, depending on how this year goes.
I think that'd be really, yeah. That's to say he's 33 going. It'll be his 34-year-old season, and if history says anything, and trending 34 to 37 is where guys start to you start to lose that power, and you start to lose that bat speed. I would be insanely surprised if he takes anything less than a 3-year deal.
Snaggle, does Joey Bats need that bat speed on that pitch?
Joey, screw Joey Bats. Mistake. I have regrets. I can't wait till he signs with someone else so I can remove his Blue Jays jersey from my closet.
You can take it out now. So.
Yeah, I can, but I want to wait till it's official. You never. These are the Blue Jays. They do stupid things all the time.
Yeah, it was actually of the two. I would say my money would be on Joey Bats coming back.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, the thing is, like I said, it's Edwin's market is shrinking. I still think there's a team out there that 4 years. I really do.
I really wouldn't be surprised if the Astros are just like, all right, AJ Reed's not going to work.
Why not?
And we'll just get him. Just put him there.
Yeah.
Worst case, he DHs.
And I think people are all over the place on Boston. You can't really believe. Boston's in on him. I think. I just don't think people are reporting it as much as they should.
I would be surprised only because of Boston's current lineup. They're so right-handed heavy right now. They've got Betts. Who else? Bogarts. Most of their power is right-handed. So.
Wow. Betts, Bogarts. I don't know. Who
that was bad. You guys will enjoy
Hanley Ramirez. Hanley Ramirez is another one.
That was bad.
Oh, now I remember how I won.
Oh.
Whoa! Wow.
How do you feel about getting Verlander thrown out at second now?
Wow. What's funny is I was gonna say I remember how I won because I bunted with Trey Turner in that other game.
Yeah, and if he just hit a bomb.
Yeah, it's a no doubter. Also, M. did agree with Millennium what he said before about salary cap, where it's not based on the overall; it's based on the value of the card. But then I feel like shouldn't overall be based on the value of the card? I don't know.
Because he agrees with a smart man.
But shouldn't overall be based on the value of a card? Guys, what does value mean? Can we talk about this for a minute?
Yeah.
Value for what?
Like, let's say there was let's just say, hypothetically, there was an award.
Okay.
To be given to a player based on their value. Okay. What does that mean to you?
The value of the card is like I said, I don't think
let's just say if the Major League Baseball thing decided to have an award and they wanted to give it to the player that was deemed, let's just say, most valuable. What would value mean to you?
Well, okay, so there's actually an argument built into most valuable player. Like, is he most valuable to the team? Is he the best player?
I looked it up on Wikipedia. Wikipedia defines the MVP award as most outstanding player, which outstanding and value I feel are two different things. As a Canadian sympathizer, I believe the CFL does have an award called the most outstanding player.
The CFL actually gives out 2 MVPs. They give out an Eastern one and a Western one, and it is the most outstanding player.
Yeah. So
most outstanding player A.
Most outstanding player A and most outstanding player B, because there's 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, how do you decide with the name value in the title of the award? How do you just determine value? Is it like I just need to double check what Jose Altuve is actually getting paid? Like, is it Jose Altuve who's probably making no money and playing amazingly? Jose Altuve made $3.5 million this year. He hit higher than that. I lie. He hit 338 with a lot of good stuff. Is that valuable? A guy who is cheap and plays extremely well above his pay grade? I mean, that is kind of the definition of value, right? Getting bang for your buck. Is just being the best player the best value? Is if you're on a terrible team and you make that team far better than they are and bring them to the playoffs, is that value? I mean, just open it up to discussion.
Okay, so MDOT says value production, and MLB that means sabermetrics, so the statistics could mean that. For me, if you're talking about value, if we were going to put a salary cap value, I would be his value to the game. So like pitchers that have a high home run over 9, their salary cap value doesn't matter. Like you would get a lower salary cap value if their overall is boosted due to the home run over 9 rating. So the salary cap value for, like, let's say you have a pitcher that has 90 hits over 9, 90 K over 9, and 90.
I'm talking real life, not this game stuff.
But I mean,
it's a good comparison, though. I see where Mills is coming.
Go for it.
I
I'll
really
allow
do.
it, I guess.
So let's say you have all 4 over 9s are 90, okay? But then you have another guy where the hits, Ks, and BB over 9 are 90, but the home run over 9 is 50. He's going to have
you were out by a mile.
he's going to have an overall of probably 2 to 3 points less. But his salary cap value should be the same no matter what his overall is. Based on the fact that value in the game is exactly the same.
Yeah. My thing is, in terms of in real life, baseball specifically, you cannot include salary as a term of value because salaries are directly tied to service time. So I mean, you'd always have those younger guys, who make. I mean, you look. I'll use a Homer example. Look at Aaron Sanchez this year. Despite the fact that they tried to jerk him around with the starting rotation, the bullpen, he had a phenomenal season. So if you're using a metric like that, you could say, well, why doesn't he win the Cy Young? Because, he makes the league minimum in salary.
Cy Young is best pitcher. But continue.
Well, no, but like I was saying, like if you make that for one, why, then all of a sudden you're having to change it for everything.
Hey, I didn't name these awards. I'm just bringing up the topic. Because,
and Red Sox said, Mookie Betts made league minimum this year.
Should have been the MVP.
So it's
not going to disagree.
He should have been MVP. I agree that he should have been MVP. Yes. But that's the thing. So it's hard to put value in terms of contract dollars into it, just for that, that service time reason.
Here's my thing. Mike Trout, most outstanding player in baseball. No questions asked.
Nope, wouldn't disagree.
The Angels, without Mike Trout, still not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Still not a good team. So here's my thing. His value to that team is trading him for a bunch of players. That's the value he brings. I mean, he sells some tickets. But I feel like he is not he is valuable to that team as an asset to move. I don't feel he's valuable to that team as a player on the team, if that makes any sense.
Oh, it makes perfect sense. The thing is, unless the only way that this would ever be in a way that, well, I don't even want to say in a way that you couldn't argue it, would be if they came up with some sort of computer formula and said, okay, this is how we determine our awards from now on. We have, this is the criteria, this is the whatever. But, I mean, we all see how that works with college football playoff. But that's the thing is there is no perfect way to determine what value is and what most valuable means or most outstanding. It's as long as we have it being voted on by people who write for a living, there's never going to be a perfect scenario.
Is Gold Glove and Silver Slugger just stats? Is it slugging percentage and defensive?
No, Silver Slugger I think is. But no, there's still some debate over it. It's not just based on stats because you wouldn't say what stats you go on. But
no, it's got to be because someone gets like the platinum thing, right?
The platinum is the best. Everybody gets a gold, or you get a Gold Glove for every position. The platinum is who is the best overall defender. And no, statistics have something to do with it, but it's not what it's decided on. It's still decided on.
25% of the vote is based on sabermetrics. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making numbers.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, if that's true, I must look. Now I must dive into the stats. Okay, good. Just making sure. All right, I'll allow Derek Jeter to have 4 Gold Gloves. 5 questionable.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that at one point Jeter was looked at as one of the better defenders.
Hey, man.
But he's always had range issues.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No,
hence why his most famous thing is, second most famous, I guess. I assume that Oakland play is number one. His most famous thing is the back jumpy, flippy, throwy thing, but that's because he could not get in front of one of those balls for the life of him.
And that's the argument, right, for Gold Gloves is: would you rather have a guy who has, a higher fielding percentage but less range, or a guy who might make a few more errors but gets to an extra 50 or 60 balls over the course of a season? That give you those opportunities. Like, it's subjective. Which guy is actually a better defender? The guy with the better range who makes a few extra errors, or the guy who the balls he gets to are sure-handed as can be?
I think you have to. I would say the range, because that's like saying, well, if I only get to 400 balls a year, that's all fine and good, and I catch 390 of them. But the guy that gets to 500 balls a year, the reason he doesn't catch them is because of how much trouble he has getting to them.
Or he knocked them down. It could have been a double, but he knocked it down. But that's not a stat that gets tracked anywhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, like I said, I'll take Kevin Pillar in center field every day. Sure, he makes a couple of bad decisions with his arm, but he gets to more balls than he doesn't. Mm-hmm. So, as a fan of the team, sure, I want the guy that prevents bigger things from happening.
So I think what we're saying is Starling Marte is the most valuable player.
Oh my God, Starling Marte is so good.
He is.
I have him playing in the outfield. It's like him, Andrew McCutcheon. It's him, Diamond Andrew McCutcheon, and Betts.
I think, just like the Madden Challenge, if everyone types GOAT into the chat 1,000,000 times,
I swear to God, I will ban the entire chat.
Mills will give someone a Starling Marte card.
That being said, as crazy as that says, as crazy as the chat was for the GOAT thing, Madden Classic was done really well this year in terms of production value and all that. The commentary was spot on. It looked like I was watching playoffs for an esport. Plus, if you had like actual sports production.
Watching playoffs for an esport?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Just a reminder.
But if you compare it to last year,
It was. I didn't watch as much as I would have liked to. I did catch the majority of the championship game, preliminary games earlier on.
Yeah.
The championship game was, the chat aside, which I don't usually pay attention to when I'm watching that stuff.
Right.
Was well done. S. Gibbs was phenomenal on color commentary. He's, always hilarious on his streams, but, just the little comments he would make that would kind of add. Like, I tweeted it out. I said, you know what? I said, you could take the commentary from the Madden Classic about an esport, and you could put that in any NFL game from Sunday, and it would be better than what you would hear on live football on Sunday.
I agree with that. I agree.
I agree. Also,
the dad jokes.
I hear it was good.
Yeah, it is pretty good. And like I said, the gameplay is to the point where there weren't any real money plays being run all the time. There were schemes being run, but nothing like fullback dive every other play.
Okay, you know what? I see this posted in the chat, and I will handle it. Mills has another QB glitch freakout. The guys playing the game knew that QB glitch was in the game. That was D. Jones made a mental mistake.
Yeah,
he knew. They both knew that glitch was in the game, that if you motion out your halfback on PA, that was going to happen.
Yep.
And in the heat of the moment, after he had turned the ball over and got it back, you know what? He made a mistake.
Oh, it still does. The quarterback still goes in the animation, even though
yes.
It's not
there. And the thing is, you know what? Yeah, that it happened, but it's not like they didn't know that could happen. So to say that Spot Me Please won because of a glitch is absolute horse, you know what?
And D. Jones didn't complain about it. He knew once it happened. Like, he didn't go on Twitter afterwards and like, I lost because of this glitch. Yeah. He knew when it happened. He goes, oh crap, I screwed that up. By the way, it's Temper in the chat. What's going on? Welcome to the stream, dude. It says, is Stanton good with the 25 vision? What do you guys think about Giancarlo Stanton with the 25 vision?
Yeah, I don't find his card as earlier in the season Stanton was good, but now that he's to his attributes, he's an avoid for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Stanton now is probably not a card you want to have on your roster. 25 vision is tough already.
I think he has low contact numbers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if you need a power guy on the bench for a certain pinch hit situation, sure.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, but if you have a little bit of coins to spend, there's probably better guys.
Like Starling Marte.
Like a Starling Marte, or like for me, if anyone has done the Hitting Heroes missions or the playoff missions and gotten Mike Schmidt, if you have a better third baseman, he's a great power bat to have coming off the bench. But that's about all Stanton is at this point, is a chance to pop one out of the park off the bench, which I could really use right now.
And agreed. Pretty much pure hit or miss doing that.
Actually, I hope that answered your question, Temper.
If you're actually going with a pure power guy off the bench, I would actually maybe even go for the David Ortiz over that.
Yeah.
Because I assume he probably has better contact numbers as well.
I think that the Prime Flashback David Ortiz, is that the one you're talking about, or just the live series?
I think even the live series has.
Yeah, well, I think the Prime Flashback is dirt cheap.
Is it really? Oh yeah, because that was in.
Yeah.
You could get that easily, right? Don't drop that.
Yep.
Oh. Waiting something right there to happen.
Oh, something. Listen, if your defense holds through all 9 innings, it would be A, surprising, and B, a first.
I was actually thinking about getting that Prime Flashback.
The Prime Flashback Ortiz, the 93 overall, you could buy it for $51.56 right now.
Wait,
which is
5,000 stubs?
And that's only 900 stubs more than his live series card.
Wow.
And the flashback card is 79 contacts against righties, 70 contact against lefties, and 99 power against lefties and righties.
You left out the biggest stat. It's got 10 times the speed.
10 speed. Yeah, 10 speed. Get that 10 speed rolling.
Also,
hey,
good.
I'm just looking at it's the first time I haven't had something in the stream. I like the beard action that you have going on.
Thanks, I need to shave.
No, don't do it.
No shave November's over, right?
Yeah, I almost wanted to do that. Where were we? Where was I? December 1st. I was somewhere December 1st. Dude was rocking a full stash, and I was going to be like, hey, buddy, it's December. You can take that off now.
Please hit the wall. Please hit the wall. Please hit the wall. Nope.
It hit the wall. That blue one behind the fence, right?
Yeah.
That's the one you wanted to hit?
I don't shave from December 1st until the first day of spring every year.
That's terrifying because you
shave at all, or
you gained a huge beard in the last day and a half then because
No, I haven't. I didn't do November, so obviously I haven't shaved I'm going on about 2 months now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start scratching the kid, and then my wife's gonna get pissed, and I'm gonna shave this off.
I currently have no reason to be clean shaven. So, having worked in oil and gas for 10 years, I always hated having to be clean shaven. So I'm making up for lost time.
I'm always working in gas. If you know what I'm saying.
So do you not shave at all? Do you not shave at all, or is it you clean it up once in a while?
Oh yeah, no, I clean it up once in a while. We went to my wife's work Christmas party the other day, and I picked the food out of it and got rid of the squirrel that was living over by my left ear and did a little trim. But yeah, no, I usually trim it once a week.
You guys ever go somewhere to get it cleaned up?
No.
Just asking.
I've considered it.
Asking for a friend.
I've considered it.
I have. Actually, very nice.
Yeah.
I get that nice close under the chin with the blade. Nice.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the haircut and that was cheaper than a haircut at another place.
Well, then you definitely can't complain.
And they had an Xbox One there, so I would have
Hey, schooling kids for coins in the lobby of the haircut place.
God. Imagine. That'd be a new high for my life.
What? Yeah, absolutely. You could stream it. It'd be a whole new thing. You could partner up with Uber YouTuber and just do scamming kids on mobile on the road.
What's the one guy's name that always streams walking around with Ice Poseidon or something? What is his name? Yeah, all he does is he lives with his parents. He streams like his life. I mean, he's trying to, dude. It's hilarious.
Millennium.
I would think he's considered a creative streamer. That's what he is. Yeah.
I was gonna say, speaking of Uber YouTuber, you can go to hitspass.com, check out the Press Row podcast episode with Uber YouTuber Millennium and Night Attack 09 talking about streaming and stuff.
Yep. We talked about it previously, and it was fantastic.
It's temper. He has Xander because this is a 24,000 stub challenge. You had to create a team with a salary cap of 24,000 at the time with buy nows.
Yeah, so I didn't think about it. We're technically doing salary cap right now.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit
self-imposed salary cap.
I don't know why you didn't think about that.
I don't know. You should think of it.
You should quickly copyright 24K challenge.
Yeah.
Get on the computer right after the show. Do it.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking, I had an idea. You know, let's just talk about it. With the pre-order of, I'm trying to think. What's the pre-order bonus? You get 11,000 subs, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you could, let's say 11,000 subs. What 11,000 stub or what you get to bring one 11,000 stub or less card over from right now into MLB? Who would it be?
Ooh,
knowing that your team, assuming is going to have nobody to start next year. Also, let me also tell you what spread it's on. So I was thinking who my first gold will be next year. This year it was Mookie Betts, which actually worked out well for me. Second, I think, was JD Martinez, who played extremely well for me. I was very happy with those picks. So I was trying to think who my first one would be next year. And I think we all know the answer to that. Starling Marte.
There you go.
He was almost going to be the first one this year.
Marte is an absolute beast. He's a 5-tool guy, helps you out in every way. I almost worry though, like if I'm going to pick somebody for the beginning of next year, I don't know that I want an outfielder. I think there's just a dearth of outfielders, so I don't know that that's the way to go. I think I'd want like a shortstop with a good arm, if it sticks the way it has before, or
I think a shortstop, second base, or an outfielder would be the play to go. Because I feel like there's going to be a ton of third basemen. There's going to be a ton of first basemen. Maybe a catcher?
I'm glad that my pick is none of those. I know who I would take. I just had to look to make sure he would fit under the 11,000 stubs. Andrew Miller. Because early on in the game, I want a guy that I can bring in any situation and get people out.
I can see that.
You can always find cheap, silver cards to fill out your lineup. Guys with good contacts and good powers, and you can mix and match a lineup just like we have for this challenge. But you know what? Andrew Miller, 95 overall with the stamina up into the 30s now. To have that early on in the game is going to help you grind out some early W's.
I can get behind that.
It's just a really good reliever. I could see that.
Yeah. Just given what he does, like I said, again, really, I mean, you could go any of those top guys, Miller, Chapman, Betances, Britton, they're all around 10,000 stubs right now this late in the year.
Any chance that David Carr wins MVP and Khalil Mack wins Defensive Player of the Year?
Well, Mel, I don't think David Carr is going to win anything. But
Derek Carr, yeah. That would be hilarious.
0% chance for me.
Concussion protocol, yeah. No, yeah, I think I don't know, man.
I guess
Derek Carr.
The thing is, if you say Carr doesn't win MVP, who does?
Guys, I have a question. What does value mean to you?
We still, but yeah, again, if anybody who follows Mommy on Twitter sees the amount of David Carr is the GOAT questions that he has to answer on, Derek Carr, sorry. David Carr also GOAT that he has to answer on the
Super Bowl
run of a day.
Don't forget that.
But that's the thing. It always comes back to, if it's not Derek Carr, who is it? And I think the answer to that question is it's David Johnson.
Cardinals running back?
He's only, he's on pace to go 1,000 rushing, 1,000 receiving yards. He's been everything to that team. Again, like if you're looking for alternatives, but I don't think there's a chance that, to answer the question, that Carr wins MVP and that Mac wins Defensive Player of the Year.
So, being that I don't know what value means, also I don't watch football. I'm gonna say, I feel like Dak Prescott should be the MVP.
No, can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
First off,
for two reasons.
One, you don't like the NL East, AFC East, NFC East.
No.
One of those. You love Tony Romo too much.
No, the issue is the issue is Dak has too much help, and his numbers aren't that great. I mean, when you really look at it, Dak is, if there's somebody on the offense on the Cowboys that is going to get the MVP, it's going to be the Cowboys offensive line.
Can we do that?
Give the whole thing to them, because the problem is that Ezekiel Elliott is running through huge holes, and Dak Prescott has all day to throw. So both of those things are because of the offensive line, not because of their individual talent. They're both good, but they're not as good as that line's making them look.
Did anybody watch the Alabama game this weekend?
What sport is that?
Football.
College football, yes, I did. Why?
Did you saw that one, the one rushing touchdown they had when they were on like the 3?
Yes.
The guy had about 7 feet to run through to get to the line. Oh,
yeah.
God.
There is no way Alabama. I don't think Alabama has any chance of losing this tournament.
I think Bill Belichick should sign Nick Saban to be an assistant coach, and they can just be the most so they can be even more hated than normal.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Alabama is pretty good.
If I just happened to be in the Operation Sports stream on Sunday morning, and what a gong show that was.
Sorry.
I always love it because it always, in the last few weeks, it has just devolved into how much people love Penn State, and it's like, no, guys, no, Penn State, it's not going to happen. Penn State barely has a case to be ranked higher than Michigan. Like, that's what they needed to be worried about. But it was just funny to, because I mean, you're so like your opinion is your opinion, and if people don't like it, they can go spit, and they still they come at you. They come at you. Yeah. If they have a different opinion, start a weekly baseball show.
Actually, I fully endorse different opinions.
Yeah.
As long as you can come to me and say, this is why.
Yeah.
But then when I show you you're wrong, understand that I don't like people and shut up.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Yeah. And the thing is, in that situation, and it's like you see it every day. It's in any situation where people are discussing a hot sports topic. If you come at me or anybody with BS, I'm going to throw it right back at you. Like, the thing is, none of the people in that chat could come up with a good reason why Penn State should be in.
Yeah.
Other than frivolous reasons. Oh, they beat Ohio State. Well, good for them. They had one big win. They also played Kent State and only beat them by 20 points. Kent State, who plays in the MAC and was 3-9.
Stop it with this logic.
Did Kent?
How dare you?
I believe Steve Harvey flunked out of Kent State.
Is that why you can't tell?
Wow.
Fun fact.
That's
just saying.
Wow. Okay. Hey, you know what? It's
I'm just saying.
Mr. CPU Geek, I think Dak has talent. He says Dak has a great team around him, but he thinks he's better than most people give him credit for. I agree. I think he's good.
Is he a Matt Castle 2.0?
No, he's not Matt Castle 2.0.
I think he's better than a Matt Castle, or he's not as big?
Yeah, I think he's better than Matt Castle. And I'm guessing what you mean by that is Matt Castle looked like the next world beater when he came in when Brady was hurt. He gets out of that system. He gets away from Belichick, and he looks terrible. I don't think that's Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott is not as good as he looks right now, but not as bad as what Matt Castle happened to him. So, I think he's somewhere in between.
If I was going to classify him, I would say he's probably a second-tier quarterback, as in, like, like a 6th to 10th best quarterback in the league probably is where his career is going to be defined as.
He's not elite like Joe Flacco.
Yeah, exactly. he's not going to be, he's not going to win 5 MVPs, win 10 Super Bowls. He's not going to break a bunch of records, but he's going to be a good starting quarterback, unlike Bautista being a good right fielder. Just for comparison purposes.
It's weird that I'm trying to figure out who the MVP of the series is.
I would say the way Verlander's pitched in this game, he could probably be a good choice.
My question is when you say MVP, what is value?
What is a player? Why is it not a pitcher?
Yeah.
Why don't you count it as a
Good game.
What does most mean to you?
Good game.
Very
Good game.
good,
Good
sir.
series.
Trey
2-1. Trey Turner. There you go. MVP. GOAT.
Didn't get a hit in the first game. 0 for 4.
Turner me, please.
Didn't get a hit in the first game. Let's just say that.
That's fine. Well, that's great. He had 4 in this game. It was a triple away from the cycle. Why couldn't you make that happen?
I mean, I wasn't really trying.
Red Sox, you're right. Joe Flacco is not elite. You know who is elite? Brady.
True.
Oh, yeah, Brady. Tom Brady.
Most best quarterback in the world, right? Touchdown
He's the
Tommy.
Best quarterback, hottest wife.
Best quarterback on Mill's favorite team.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm a true blue with the Patriots.
Guys, I did something
scared.
you don't normally see in a game of baseball. All of my starters got a hit.
Its temper says, who's better, the flashback Andrew McCutchen or the flashback Jacoby Ellsbury?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say McCutchen without having any evidence whatsoever.
Ellsbury's got a lot of speed and a ton of contact.
Yeah, I think depending on what role you're looking for, I think Ellsbury might be the better card.
Let me ask you a question. Of those two, what would be a more valuable
player?
Well, I got the compare up on the screen here, guys. So I'll give you a quick little rundown. Overall, McCutchen's 1 point better. Overall, doesn't matter. Ellsbury is 10 points higher in contact versus righties.
Mm-hmm.
McCutchen is 25 points higher in contact versus lefties.
How about this, guys? Great platoon.
Yep. Ellsbury is 22 points higher in power versus righties. McCutchen is better against lefties by 10 points. Ellsbury wins vision and bunting by 1. Vision, he wins by 25. McCutchen wins discipline and clutch by 28 and 12. McCutchen their fielding is very similar. McCutchen has a better arm accuracy, and their reaction is the same. The thing is, and I'm going to stick with my McCutchen, and the reason why is, yes, Ellsbury has the 96 speed, but McCutchen has 85 speed. So he's going to do most of the thing, unless you want a pure base stealer. And if you need a pure base stealer, I don't know if 96 overall Ellsbury is really what you're looking for.
Let me bring one other thing into this. At this point in the season, most Diamond Dynasty players have taken left-handed starters out of their rotation, specifically because people quit on them. So many people quit on them.
Yeah, that's right.
Against lefties that you don't see as many lefties in the rotation anymore.
That's so sad.
It is. I agree. But is that possibly a role in this?
I don't disagree.
What does value mean?
What does contact mean?
In this
foul ball?
In this case, that's actually a good question, like the value question, because like how valuable is McCutchen if you never see a lefty?
Yeah. That's why I think I would go with Jacoby Ellsbury if it were.
And if you're talking value, Ellsbury's going to cost 17 to 20,000 stubs extra.
Mm-hmm.
So is he worth the value?
It's a lot of power.
That is a lot of power. A lot of power and a lot of speed and good fielding. He's got a bit of a noodle arm, but
got that vision. He's a power hitting Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, I mean he's a monster. I'm going Ellsbury here only because of the lefty thing. Like I think McCutchen might be more well-rounded.
Yeah.
But I think Ellsbury becomes more valuable to your team.
Yeah.
Where's Kenny?
I think you can go
Kenny
wrong
Lofton?
with either one of them.
What's Kenny Lofton rated?
89.
Yeah, something like that.
If I'm not mistaken.
No, I think
Am I losing my mind?
Search by Indians. Put Indians in your filter.
But I want to search by center fielders.
I don't think he. Oh, he is. Yeah. He's not marketable. He's not. He's not marketable. He's 89 overall.
See if he's better than. What's it contact wise? Is he a
86-74?
Yeah, so he's like a. Where did that Ellsbury go?
He's got 91 vision, 86 clutch, 95 fielding. Again, nothing for an arm. 44, 93 speed, 90 steal, 92 aggression.
I'm sorry. What was his contact ratings again?
86 versus righties, 74 versus lefties.
Yeah, same contact versus lefties as Jacobi. But no, I think I would go Jacoby. I don't know. See, here's the tough thing. You're saying a lot of people have taken the lefty starters out, but have they taken the lefty relievers out?
No.
I feel like everybody's going to have a Miller or a Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but L's going to start for you in center field. He's probably going to be your leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
And 74-80 is still really good against lefties.
Yeah.
With that 83 vision.
Yeah, that's why, again, I also agree that the play is Ellsbury here. But, I mean, as we're saying that, 87-72 is nothing to sneeze at.
What is the McCutcheon arm again?
75. 75-72.
Oh, man, that does do it. That does a lot for me. I'm not going to lie.
Mm. But just put Tulo at short and you're fine.
Yeah.
Hit the cutoff, man. I mean,
87-72 is going to cost you a lot less.
Yeah. But 87-72 against righties is not bad.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right.
If you can get through the first 6 innings, you know.
The vision I don't like. The vision down at 58.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, that's another reason why I like the Ellsbury. 83 vision is big.
Yeah.
And 96 speed is like one of the top guys, right? I should say 96 speed is probably the highest speed for a quote unquote real player.
An acceptable non-bunch user.
Yeah.
Does McCutcheon get traded this offseason?
Yeah, to the Nats. Come on.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the Nats, but I know he's getting traded.
It's funny. I did it out of the park baseball stream on Saturday, I think it was. I got to put the archive up. The 2018 Nationals had McCutcheon and who was it? Oh, it was someone else too. I think they had McCutcheon and Miggy. Something ridiculous. No, it couldn't have been Miggy. It was who would they have? Who was a free agent in 2018 or after 2017?
Harper.
No, because they still had Harper. Who was it?
Manny.
No, they still had Ian Desmond. It was someone.
There's a bunch of names that come out after the 2018 season. So
no, after the 2017.
After 2017.
Oh, after 2017, Harper's not till after 2018.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's why they still had
right.
Harper.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, there was someone else. It wasn't McCutcheon and Sale. It was McCutcheon and someone else. I forget who though. But it was like, wow, this is pretty ridiculous that these guys are both.
Jose Fernandez on a 2-year, $10 million contract.
No, that's not who it was.
Brett Laurie.
Definitely not that. Definitely not
Gordon Beckham.
Michael Brantley.
Also, there's no Gordon Beckham flashback to live mission, so look out for that.
Well, so just looking
Kane
really quickly
was on that team, definitely. I think they had
looking really quickly at the MLB TR free agent list. You have Michael Brantley's a possibility. Justin Upton has an opt-out. Lorenzo Cain.
Kane was on the team. I think there might have been one more too.
Yeah, you have Cargo, JD Martinez. I
think Darvish was in the rotation.
Darvish is a free agent after 2012.
I could look, but I'm pretty sure if I launch
Cueto has an opt-out. Bumgarner has a buyout, but it's a club option. Man, MLB TR has everything you would ever need.
Hold on, I'm gonna try to launch baseball out of the park, but it might break everything. So.
Well, all right, guys. Well, it's been fun. Rip.
In case we're gone after this,
I Jim Edmonds in center field too. I know he's a bit of a
really?
lesser.
It's Temper says he thinks Harper is going to go to the Yankees after the 2018 season. I mean, I think a lot of people think they're going to spend money. I don't know that they're going to spend money in the outfield. They have a bunch of young outfielders right now.
I would actually think I think it would be more likely that they would actually go trade for a Trout like with all that young stuff they got.
Yeah, I think I think the Yankees will be there to drive up the price up into the $400 million range where Harper wants it.
Oh, it was Miguel Cabrera, because remember how we were talking about not we, but there was talk of them trading him. The Nats get Miguel Cabrera.
Yes.
So let me just double check. Keep talking.
I'm good.
My Braves 2020 or bust team. But guys, thank you very much for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. Any time for you, TJ.
The 2018 Nationals lineup is it's Trey Turner, JD Martinez. That's who it was. Bryce Harper, Rendon, Greg Bird, McCutchen, Napoli, Daniel Murphy, and Christian Vasquez. It's a pretty legit team.
It's not bad. Not a bad team at all.
Scherzer, Joe Ross, Giolito. They got Giolito and Gio Gonzalez still. Edison Volquez, Patrick Corbin in the pen. It's a pretty legit team, and they're probably going to win the division again. And my Braves are never going to win the World Series. You know why? 'Cause everybody's hurt. This Mark Trumbo guy, I was like, Mills likes Mark Trumbo. Let me go sign him. Dude has been trash-tacular. Has he even played for me? I want to know if he's even played for me.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
2017, he played 162 games. Okay, I can't complain about that. And he played 41 games here, but he hit 203 with 18 home runs. That's unacceptable.
Can't complain about that.
I will complain about that. That's my first baseman. It's terribly atrocious. I don't appreciate it. Guys, make sure you follow us on Twitter. I am at That Sports Gamer. Chris number 1 is at Millennium OS. Chris number 2 is at SnaggleJ. You can follow us on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ThatSportsGamer. Twitch.tv/Operation Sports for Millennium. Is it Twitch.tv/SnaggleJ?
Correcto.
Twitch.tv/SnaggleJ. Get over there. YouTube.com/ThatSportsGamer. You can hit the subscribe button. I don't know. Does stuff go to YouTube, Millennium?
Yeah, for Operation Sports, I normally push it out there.
You shoot those exports over there. YouTube.com/op. Did they have YouTube.com/Operation Sports?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's not. I think it's just search for Operation Sports on YouTube.
Yeah, and then SnaggleJ doing YouTube.com/SnaggleJ. I assume, maybe.
Oh yes, it is.
Make sure you go check out his vlog posts.
Oh yeah, please do.
Vlogmas is hilarious, by the way.
Thanks. My wife hates it, so that's good.
Oh, that's probably because you told the whole world about how she drove into a ditch.
Oh, hey, listen. Not gonna lie, I sugarcoated it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll also try to put up the sports and Snaggling Sports. What did we call it? The sports.
It was the currently untitled sports.
Yeah,
taking name suggestions periodically.
Yep, I will put that up on YouTube.com/ThatSportsGamer. Anything else, guys? This has been a good and long episode, but I think we had fun. Did we have fun? Let me ask you a question.
8 out of 10 would come back again.
How do you determine what fun is?
What is the value in fun?
Now, they had that one good song, if I'm not mistaken. Was there a second one?
No. No, there was a couple of ones. And it's not fun. It's F.U.N.
I thought it was FUN.
Ooh.
No.
Did you count that song with Pink when it was the lead singer of Fun as a fun song? Or no?
It is FUN. Our name is fun.com.
Oh my God, these guys are from New Jersey. I am sorry, folks.
What?
Yep.
Where?
It's devolved so fast.
New Jersey. The band came together within a week. I wonder if they played at the Stone Pony. Oh my god, if I look up Stone Pony and I find it, are you guys going to be so excited?
Hey,
I don't know anything about Stone Ponies.
Mills, I think we're going down a rabbit hole that we may never be able to get out of.
He just talked about a Stone Pony, and you're talking about a rabbit hole. I want nothing to do with any of this.
You've never heard of the Stone Pony?
We need to get out of here.
Guys.
What the hell's going on?
The Stone Pony is like historic. National acts headline this rocking historic music club known for launching Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi.
Wow, how would I not know considering I've never been to New Jersey in my life?
Because
thank yourself for
national acts headline this rocking historic music club known for launching Bruce Springsteen and Bon Jovi.
All right,
if you ever come down my way, Snaggle, drive around New Jersey.
Guys, have you ever heard of this band called Jimmy Eat World?
Sounds good.
It just takes a little bit.
Jimmy Eat World's one of my favorite bands.
Okay, I do dig Jimmy Eat
World. Oh, now we're all back.
I would never see them in New Jersey.
Let's go. Best things to come out of New Jersey.
What was that band? That ska band?
Money Boston.
Catch-22. Is that an answer?
Catch-22. What?
Is Catch-22 in there?
What are we talking about?
Not the Catcher in the Rye book.
I don't think anybody knows.
I'm going to tell you what. You know what this episode brings a lot of?
Value.
Correct.
Value.
Guys, do me a favor. As we all know, you're more valuable to your team standing in the bullpen than actually coming into the game.
Wait, what? No, you're more valuable coming out of the bullpen.
No. You're far more valuable just standing into the bullpen, watching your team lose a wild card game than actually coming into the game.
Oh, like that's terrible. You're a piece of crap. Why would you do that? That's horrible. Oh, man, my feelings are hurt now.
Guys, where are Jimmy Eat World from? Mesa, Arizona.
Thank you. This is New Jersey.
Speaking of spring training.
What did Jimmy World have anything to do with New Jersey?
Guess what, buddy? They're playing at the Stone Pony in a couple weeks.
Oh, Jesus!
For the Asbury Music Awards, Thursday, December 8th.
Circle of a toilet.
Who's coming?
Flushing around and around.
Why is David Duchovny going to be at the Stone Pony on February 24th?
Because David Duchovny has nothing better to do with his life after X-Files.
What does he even do? Does he play music? I have so many more questions.
I'm currently Googling how to uninstall Discord.
There's a band called Dag Nasty and Sammy Adams.
All right, now you're talking my language. Dag Nasty, known for such great hits as who knows
why are we in New Jersey?
Nasty Dag.
How much money does it actually take to drive down this damn road?
The New Brunswick Liquor Slide.
Probably expensive. First off, I don't know what that is, but that sounds amazing. All right, guys.
Dag Nasty is an American melodic hardcore band from Washington, D.C.
Wait, melodic hardcore? What?
Yep. Melodic hard. According to Wikipedia, they were formed in 1985 by guitarist Brian Baker, who was from Minor Threat.
Ah, Minor Threat.
Yep. They weren't a major threat.
As opposed to Major Threat, yeah.
They were a hardcore punk band formed in 1980 in Washington.
Guys, can we just talk about how much I really, really like what's that one from Boston?
Snooki.
No.
More Than a Feeling?
No. The band from Boston.
Boston?
Dropkick Murphys.
Yes. Thank you.
Dropkick Murphys.
Hold on. Here would be the greatest part of irony.
Is Boston not from Boston?
Yes, I hope it is. I hope to God they're not.
Why do I know that's what you're searching for?
Boston
This has gone on too long. We have to cancel it. I'm sorry.
They're from Boston. Boston, Texas.
They're not from Boston, Texas.
No, they are from Boston, Massachusetts. You don't
Yes, I know.
What was it? Road trip? Austin.
Dropkick Murphys?
Austin, Massachusetts.
Shipping up from Boston, Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
What a great... Yeah,
but were they shipping up from Boston, the city, or were they shipping up from Boston, the band?
I believe they were shipping up to Boston.
So they were going to Boston. So they were opening for Boston.
Yeah. Genius.com. What can you tell me?
This is 13 minutes of my life that I am never going to get back.
I'm shipping
you'll
up
get it
to
back. I
Boston.
promise you that.
So where were they?
I don't know.
New Jersey.
Probably. They were
Probably.
probably trying to get the original working title for the song is How Do We Get the Heck Out of New Jersey?
By shipping up to Boston.
Exactly. Or anywhere other than Boston was the closest place they could get. The more you know.
Reading Rainbow.
Yep. That's it. See, this Mills, this was 2.5 hours of this with me and him the other night.
I'm sorry. Now I know why there's no title of the show.
Ooh.
Do you really believe that I'm Shipping Up to Boston is easily the band's best known song? Oh, it was in The Departed, which I have not seen, so I assume that's probably why. But guys, it really took off when Jonathan Pop.
Wait, actually, okay, now listen
just
here.
the people in
I'm
your
going to relate
past.
this. I'm going to relate this back to baseball, by the way.
Yeah,
because
you're going to mention MVP 2005, obviously. Continue.
nope, I think it was NCAA, the NCAA game that they had this Tessie song was in.
No, it was MVP.
Yes, it was. MVP 05.
Yeah. Not NCAA.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Though, they did win. Hold on. Let me verify this. That's sportsgamer.com. Search for Dropkick Murphy.
All right, you guys are right. I thought it might have been the NCAA MVP game, which I played a lot more than the MVP 2005.
I think what you're thinking might be of NHL 14.
No,
When?
I don't think of NHL 14 ever.
Yes, because the 2014 That Sports Gamer Award for Best Song.
You had awards?
First off, pretty big deal here. The honorable mention was Dropkick Murphys with The Boys Are Back, featured in NHL 14. I do believe that year Dropkick Murphys had a game in almost every EA Sports title. The win, though, did, however, go to Imagine Dragons Radioactive, featured in NBA 2K14 and MLB 13 of The Show. Some at Billboard Magazine would refer to it as the rock hit of the summer, and Rolling Stone Magazine named it the greatest rock hit of the year. Also, what a ridiculous video. I highly recommend you get out of the bullpen and into the game and go check out the Imagine Dragons Radioactive video. For me, for Chris, one with a K and one without. See, actually, I don't know what your middle name is, so you probably have a K in there somewhere.
After this game you played tonight, a lot of Ks.
Lots of K.
Oh, see?
I mean, I'm going to go check the box score right now because now I'm confused.
You struck him out a lot, right?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
it was-
No.
It was, I believe,
4 to
6 or
3.
7.
No, it was 4.
Okay. Well, whatever. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt.
All right, I appreciate it. Chris, everyone in the chat, thank you all for coming out.
Everyone in the chat.
Someone is
Goodbye, chat.
taping some poor man or woman's mouth shut, and I'm very scared of it. We'll see you again.
That was Chris with a K.
That was Chris.
Yeah, that
Wasn't
was
me.
Chris with a K.
Nope.
I know tape.
All right, guys. This has been fun for the most part. Did we learn something? I think we learned something
Yes.
very
Yeah.
valuable.
Yeah, when we're done with the game, end the stream.
Yeah.
No, never.
If I ever find myself at the Stone Pony, I know my life is hitting rock bottom.
Is it the Stone Pony or the
No,
Stone,
Pony. You're gonna have to drive past the Fountains of Wayne. You guys know that's a real thing.
Oh God!
Look up New Jersey. Pretty rocking
Wait,
place.
Didn't they sing Stacy's mom?
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to unfollow the channel, you can unclick the heart.
Please do. And if you're watching this on YouTube, look below and unclick the subscribe button.
Yeah.
It's true. You should probably do it.
Click the 3 dots and click
'Cause-
report as offensive content.
You know what? If the last 15 minutes of this wasn't your favorite part, I kind of do want you to sub and unfollow because that's what we're all about here. Having fun. I think we just had a lot of fun. Go to the Fountains of Wayne, check them out. Hit up the Stone Pony. What else we got in New Jersey?
Tell them TJ sent you.
You ever been to the land of make believe? Let me tell you, it's pretty awesome. Hope, New Jersey. Check it out. Yes, as I said, get out of the bullpen, or in Millennium's case, just stand in the bullpen. Don't do anything because nobody's going to come get you. But take it easy, folks, and we'll see you again next week. and just for bonus points, I will mute their part so they can't. You can't hear them because they're just talking nonsense right now, and it doesn't even matter. Best part is they could not be saying anything, and you don't know. And me saying it makes you think that they're saying stuff, and that's all that matters. So take it easy, folks. We'll see you again